So let me do an example, because you may not see the essence behind those generalities. Let me do this example when you have to integrate x times sine of x cubed. So what do I do there? I see that x cubed is sitting inside of the sine, and I hope to get rid of that by introducing u equals x cubed, and then hoping that I will end up integrating sine of u. And I know how to integrate sine of u. It's negative cosine of u. So I introduce this new variable u, and then I have to compute du. That's derivative of x cubed, so 3x squared dx. So my dx becomes 1 over 3x squared du. Now what I have to deal with is how to replace the whole integral with something in terms of u. And I know how to replace x cubed. I don't quite know how to replace x. And this is where substitution theoretically always works. If you introduce a function of x, you theoretically can think about the inverse function. You can solve for x in this expression. In this case, it's very easy. X is a cube root of u, or in other words, u to the power 1/3. And then, if I use this expression for x, my dx becomes completely in terms of u 1 over 3 u to the power 2/3 du, and everything in the integrand can be written in terms of u. So my integral, I'll continue now the computation of the integral, becomes u to the power 1/3 times sine of u times 1 over 3 u to the power 2/3 du. And I end up with a formula in terms of u. And of course I can simplify it a little. The powers of u cancel, and I can factor 1/3 out of the integral. So what I have is sine of u divided by u to the power 1/3 du. So what I managed to do is I replaced one variable with the other variable. Whether the function I have to integrate is simpler, it's a different question. That's what we hope for. And sometimes it becomes simpler, sometimes it doesn't. And that's exactly what comes with experience on your side. Recognizing what kind of substitution you can possibly make to make the function simpler. And without practice, you will hardly get that experience. But you will have to show that experience on paper without any Wolfram open. So